So what is the first step, sir? Install the Node.js environment. Sir, there is no rocket science in this one. Just download the software and install the software. So let me show you the URL for this one: www.nodejs.org/en/download. So this is the location from where I need to download the software. So you can see 32-bit installer is there, 64-bit installer is there. And don't use this any of these zip files. So right now it supports Windows, Mac, and Linux libraries. But right now we want to install the Windows environment. That is why what is the one, sir? Windows installer dot MSI means Microsoft installer package. So those are the ones, sir. Now in this one, 32-bit installer is there, 64-bit installer is there. Based on your system operating system, you need to use this one, sir. So right now I'm clicking on the 64-bit. See, it automatically asks you to download the exe file. There is no rocket science, just next. It automatically installs what environment? Node.js environment. It automatically installs the Node.js environment. Second step, verify the installation, sir. Verify the installation. So for this one, open the command prompt. Open the command prompt. And next step, execute the commands, verification commands, sir. So execute the commands. What is the command, sir? Node -v space -v. It should print the version information. So let me show you. I already installed this one. That is why observe cmd. What is the command, sir? Node -v. It will print you the version information. Suppose if you get this one, sir, you have a successful install. You have a successful install. Suppose if you get node is not recognized an internal or external command. At the time you have a failover. You have a failover. So what are the steps for the first step, sir? Install the Node.js environment. Sir, from where I need to download the software? This is the one. Always use the 64-bit based on your operating system. 64 Windows, MSI, 32 or 64. I would suggest 64, sir, if your operating system is 64. So, sir, I downloaded. What is the next step? Just next, it will install the installers installation of Node.js. Once you install, verify the installation. So these are the steps. Sir, I install. What is the next step for me? Yes, install the TypeScript environment. Install the TypeScript language. Install the TypeScript language. Sir, how to install? Very simple. Again, open the command prompt and execute the command. Open the command prompt and execute the command. So what is the command? Very simple. npm install -g TypeScript. So can you explain the command to me? Yes. npm. npm means the abbreviation Node Package Manager. npm means Node Package Manager. Node Package Manager. Sir, what is this command? So right now, by using the Node.js, there are so many languages as well as plugins. So many extensions are developed, sir. So let me show you npm.js. Just a minute. How many npm libraries are exist? There are around, when I check, is around a couple of lakhs, sir. How many npm libraries exist? That's interesting, sir. So right now, by using the Node.js, how many packages or libraries are exist, sir? Observe, 3,50,000. There are so many places they are using this one. That is the beauty of the Node.js related things, sir. So you no need to write the code. Already there are some code is developed, like visualization, all charts. There are so many things are available. So many exciting things are available. But right now, what is the one? One of the language is developed. What is the language, sir? TypeScript language compiler. So what is the purpose of this one, sir? To compile the code. Now, what is the command I'm using? npm install -g TypeScript. So you can install the TypeScript language. Sir, how can I verify the installation? How can I verify the installation? Verify the TypeScript installation. So very simple. Execute tsc-v command. What is the command I'm going to use, sir? tsc-v command. So let me execute here itself. tsc-v. Now it automatically prints the current version, whatever the version you install. So all of you do this one today, sir. Don't postpone it. I'm asking. So don't postpone this one. Sir, I install this. What is the next step, sir? Where we are going to develop the programs, also very, very important. TypeScript installation. Yes, I install. Next step. Sir, okay, I install. But what is the editor we are going to use for this one? The editor is nothing but VS Code editor. What is the editor, sir? VS Code editor. Sir, what is the advantage with this VS Code editor? Let me show it to you guys. Example 1.html. Observe. See, sir, automatically code is generated or not? Sir, I want a navigation bar in the Bootstrap. Observe. Before hyphen navbar hyphen default. See. Now tell me, guys, this kind of code generation capability or IDE support is available in the Notepad or Notepad++. Can you imagine this kind of support in the Notepad or Notepad++? Is it possible? Not a chance. Not a chance, sir. Even single line of chance is also not there. So now observe, you can generate whatever you want, sir, with the Bootstrap. Suppose I want alert, sir. Observe. See. So are you writing the code or you are generating the code, sir? We are generating the code. Now tell me, for this one, do I need to remember the syntax of the code? Suppose observe for carousel itself, for understanding purpose. Tell me, sir, for typing the code itself, this code itself, it will take 10 minutes time or not? At least 10 minutes time. Now tell me, the product, the developer with VS Code editor more productive than other developers or not? That is why in all the real-time environments, developers, UI developers, front-end developers use what editor? VS Code editor. Sir, Not only it will support the HTML, it also supports the TypeScript also. Example 20, it is very, very useful in the Angular code, sir. Let me show you within a minute. Observe. I want a service. See, sir, I want a God. See, I want a module. See, sir, I want a pipe. See, now tell me, guys, do I need to remember the syntax? Suppose I want the God can load God. See, do I need to remember the syntax or only the theoretical knowledge is sufficient for me? If I am using the VS Code editor, do I need to remember the syntax? No. Who will take care of the syntax? TypeScript and our VS Code editor. Our VS Code editor. Suppose if I do some mistake, automatically the editor will tell me the what is the mistake. Now tell me, automatically I can write the better code when I am developing the application itself. Zero bugs code and when I am developing the application itself. That is the beauty of the VS Code editor. It provides so much support for the developing a very good application. That is why in the real time, we always use what editor, sir? VS Code editor only. VS Code editor is extremely used for what development? Front-end development. Extremely used for what development? Front-end development means HTML, CSS, and TypeScript development. Everyone understand this one, sir? Yes, very good. Now, next step is as part of this installation, install the VS Code editor. Install the VS Code editor. First one, download and install the VS Code. First step, sir, from where I need to download? Very simple, code.visual studio download. So from this location, we need to download. So don't download from anywhere, sir. You can use the standard installer. So in this one, there are so many options are there, like Windows option is there, Linux option is there, Mac option is there. But my suggestion is if you're choosing the Windows, always choose the system installer. Choose system installer, not the user installer, sir. Suppose if you're expecting for you only, at the time I will use a user installer. Suppose anyone can use in your system, in the system, I can have multiple users. I want the for all users at the time I will go for the system installer. So in this one, what is the option I will go for, sir? 64-bit. 64-bit. So this one will download a VS Code editor for you. So if you click on this one, automatically a download option will be available to you. So see here, it's download the VS Code and install the same. So once you install, it automatically looks like this one. Okay, this is the VS Code editor for me. So I'm going to open the editor for me. Observe. It's going to be look like this. If you next step, add the extensions. This is the most important part, sir. Most of the time we thought a VS Code editor by default load with all these features, sir. No, it is a plain installer. It won't have all the features whatever I showed to you now, right now. You need to add these extensions, sir. We need to add the extensions. Sir, what are the extensions? So right now we need to add the Bootstrap support, and we need to add Angular support set. So suppose if you are working with other programming, like in the, suppose if you are using Vue, or if you are using Reactive, likewise there are so many things are there. You can add those extensions also. So right now, let me show you what are the extensions I already added. Sir. Observe, Angular snippets I added, auto import I added, Bootstrap 4 is added. Likewise, I installed couple of them, sir. I installed couple of them. So let me show you one by one. The first step, Angular snippets. So this is the extension name. So open the VS Code editor, open the VS Code editor, and the next step will be click on the extensions. Click on the extensions. So I clicked on the extensions. So in this one, type what is the one, Angular snippets. Now this is the guy. Who is the developer, sir? This is the guy. Let me copy. Now let me show you how many people downloaded this one. Observe how many people downloaded this one. 17 lakhs. Think, sir, how popular it is. How many people downloaded this one? 17 lakhs. That is why I'm telling all the best options for the Angular development. So this is the way I can simply write the code in my Angular. So who is the developer, sir? Michael Morlon. So please use this one. So this is the Angular related snippets. Next one. Observe. Auto import. This one also you need to do, sir. This is also very useful extension, sir. Auto import. So how many people downloaded this one? 12 lakhs. The last one, but very important one, Bootstrap 4. Bootstrap 4. Ashok Koi. How many guys downloaded this one? So how many guys? 13 lakhs. These are the popular extensions I prefer to you to install, sir. So these are the steps you need to follow to install these things. So once I click on this one, let me show you. By default, I already installed. That is why you are not seeing anything, sir. But in your case, observe, there is a install icon will come. There is a install icon will come. So what is your job? Just click on the green button and restart your VS Code editor. Automatically, you will have all this support. Automatically, you have all this support. So guys, this is what you need to do when you are working with this one. VS Code installation. So the first step is download, and next, it automatically install the VS Code editor in your system. The next one will be go to the extensions and add the extensions. So this will complete your TypeScript installation as well as the VS Code installation. This will complete TypeScript installation and VS Code installation. Okay, that's a very good question. Yeah. So right now, observe here, sir. What is the code I am writing? ng-router. See, now by default, VS Code editor may not able to generate this code. By default, VS Code editor may not able to generate this code. Now I am adding an extension related to this command. Automatically VS Code editor have the capability. Now tell me, if you install in your system, you don't have this capability by default, sir. But who will provide you this capability? Extension. So Pawan is asking, sir, what is the purpose of the extension? The purpose of the extension is what? To adding a different capabilities in your VS Code editor. Pawan, are you able to understand the point? When you install VS Code editor, it is a very plain, it won't have any support. But how you are going to add the Angular support, sir? By installing the Angular extension. How you are going to add the Bootstrap support? By adding the Bootstrap extension. How you are going to support the auto import, sir? By adding a auto import support. So likewise, you can add the extensions of your choice. But these are the popular extensions we usually use in our programming. That is why I'm asking you to install this extension, and I am using these extensions extensively in our programming. Okay, we can see what are the commands are available in the coming days, not today, because that is not the point of discussion today. So the today's point of discussion is what? How you are going to install and how you are going to set up your development environment. So the first step, we install the TypeScript installer. The second one, I told you about VS Code, the editor installer. Next one. So far, if you have any questions, you can ask me, guys. Yeah, very good. So that's good, guys. So the next step will be, you need to understand one simple thing. In any web application programming, client programs will be there, server programs will be there. Now, how you are going to access the Facebook, sir? By using a browser. In general, web applications will be accessed by browser. So browser can understand three languages. What are the languages, sir? HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Do you agree? Browser can understand three languages, sir. HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. But right now, we are using what framework? Angular framework. Angular framework. Internally using what languages, sir? TypeScript. Now we have a deadlock. Sir, what is the deadlock? Your TypeScript cannot understand by your browser. That is the problem. But if I'm using the Angular framework, I need to develop what programs, sir? TypeScript programs. Now, once your development is finished, so we are going to convert our TypeScript programs into what program? JavaScript programs by using our compiler. Now tell me, as a Angular developer, what is your job? Before we are going to give our code into our web server, what is your job? Convert all your language code, means all your application logic into what program? TypeScript programs into the JavaScript. Can you tell me why? What is the single most reason for this one? TypeScript cannot understand by your browser. Browser can understand only what language? Sir? JavaScript. That is the beauty. Sometimes in the interviews they will ask you this question: what is a transpiler? What is a word, sir? Transpiler. So if you are attending Angular interviews, sometimes the interviews they will ask you this question: what is transpiler? Converting one programming language into another programming language. So right now, our TypeScript compiler or transpiler is doing what is the job, sir? Converting to what to what? TypeScript language into what programming language? JavaScript. What is the reason, sir? TypeScript cannot understand by browser. Cannot understand by browser. That is why we are converting TypeScript into JavaScript. So finally, every client program will be executed by you by whom's browser. That is the reason. That is a reason. How the user interact with your server programs? User interface. User interface always developed by the UI will be developed by three programming languages. What are they? HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. So what is the flow? Observe. In our application, we will develop HTML, CSS, and TypeScript. We are going to at runtime TypeScript code will be converted into what? JavaScript. Finally, these programs will be given to browser for execution. Now I'm asking one important interview question. In the Angular programming, what are the files we are going to develop? In the Angular programming, what are the files we are going to develop? HTML files, CSS files, as well as what's it? TypeScript. Now I am asking the interview question. Your TypeScript programs can understand by your browser? No, sir. Your TypeScript programs never understand by your browser. Now, what is the workaround we do for this one? TypeScript code will be converted into what programs, sir? JavaScript programs. Now JavaScript programs will be given to the browser. Now tell me, this one is a manual step or as part of the Angular development we do, sir? Before we deploy into the server, your Angular framework, our CLI, Angular CLI automatically convert into what's a TypeScript into the JavaScript. So what is the interview question we learned just now? What is transpilation? What is transpilation? What is one, sir? Converting one programming language in one programming language to another programming language. So your program will be converted into TypeScript code into what? Trans JavaScript. Why TypeScript to JavaScript? So guys, this is also very important interview point. So I'm going to place all these things in our shared drive. So those who miss these things, let me show you. So I want to tell you that for our batch, I created already WhatsApp group. So guys, those who didn't join in the WhatsApp group, I'm providing you the WhatsApp group details. in our chat window, please join. And the same way, there is a Google Drive for this batch. So do this one, sir. Click on the chart. That link automatically will be part of the group. The second one will provide you the location of our Google Drive. This is the drive, sir. And there we are going to place all our project related things, all our notes and examples.